world is quieter now. Not everywhere. Just in the places where people are listening. After Dallas, people started listening. They replay the footage over and over, slow motion, frame by frame. The man floating above the ruins, they argue about what I am. Terrorist, weapon, ghost, judgment. Funny thing about names, people think naming something means they understand it. They don't. Cities haven't changed. Not really. People still step over the same problems on their way to work. Still walk past the same tents under the same bridges. Still say someone else will fix it. Someone always will. Just not them. I've been walking. Different cities, different streets, same story. You can learn a lot about a place just by walking through it. How people look at each other. How quickly they look away. What they pretend not to see. Kansas City looks like hope from a distance. Glass towers, clean streets, bright signs, but hope always looks better from far away. Up close, it's the same story. I've been here most of the morning, just walking, watching, listening, trying to decide something. I think I already have. There's a diner up ahead. Smells like coffee. Maybe I'll stop for a while. I've been walking most of the morning. Kansas City looks like a lot of cities now. Glass towers where the money gathers, tents and tarps where it doesn't. You can cross one street and step into a different world. People learn how not to look. It's not cruelty. Not exactly, it's survival. If you stopped for every broken thing you saw, you'd never get where you were going. So people step around it. Step around the shaking hands. Step around the carts full of everything a life became. Step around the veterans under bridges built with their taxes. Step around the women trading dignity for another night inside. Step around. Step around. Step around. Cities teach that early. Around noon I got hungry. There was a diner on the corner, nothing special. Vinyl seats, coffee that never stops pouring, a bell on the door. The kind of place where the waitress calls everyone hun. I took a seat at the counter. She poured coffee before I asked, "Need a minute, hun?" I nodded. Looked at the menu, eggs, pancakes, burger and fries, normal food, normal day. I ordered the burger. There was a television in the corner, news channel. Always a news channel. The anchor was talking about the city, housing crisis, shelters at capacity, budget constraints, solutions that would take time. Everything takes time. Cold doesn't wait. Hunger doesn't wait. Sick children don't wait. My food came, burger, fries, nothing special. I took a bite. Not bad for a dive diner. The waitress checked on the truck driver next to me, called him hun. He nodded without looking up. Just another lunch hour. The news kept talking. More numbers, more explanations, more reasons. Nothing changes. The anchor said it again. Meaningful change will take time. That was it. No anger, no revelation, just quiet. Kansas City would be next. I kept eating, finished the fries, drank the coffee. No reason to rush. She asked if I wanted a refill. I nodded. She poured it, still calling me hun. Still not knowing who she was talking to. When I was done, I set the money under the plate, left a tip. Habit. Some parts of a person don't disappear. I stood up, The bell rang when I opened the door. Outside, the city looked the same. Cars moving, people talking, someone laughing across the street. I walked a little way down the block, far enough, close enough. The diner's still behind me. Just another man finishing lunch. Just another man finishing lunch. I stopped in the street. Didn't plan to. Just stopped. Something felt still. Not quiet, not silence, just held. Like the city was waiting for something it didn't know was coming. I looked up, didn't know why. Then I wasn't touching the ground anymore. No effort, no strain, just rising. A few feet at first, shoes leaving the pavement, then higher, 10 feet, 20. People started noticing a car slowed, someone pointed, a voice. What the hell? Phones came out, of course they did. 30 feet, maybe more, high enough now, high enough to be seen. I could feel it again, that pressure, that weight behind my ribs, not pain, something else, something. Ready? I opened my mouth. Didn't know what would come out. Didn't think about it, didn't plan it. But when I spoke, I heard it. Not just from me, chef. From everywhere. Car radios, store speakers, phones, televisions, my voice. Already there, already spreading. Already inside the city. That's when I understood. I wasn't just speaking to them. I was speaking to everything. And they were all going to hear it. Kansas City. You saw what I did in Dallas, and you went right back to sleep. You heard my voice over the ruins of your prayers and still thought I was bluffing. You sound cruel, but where were you when they started fading? Where were you when they gave up waiting to be seen? Where were you when they stopped trying to speak and just disappeared? You call me violent. You call me unstable. You call me evil because I made noise loud enough to interrupt dinner. But you were comfortable while they were dying. Comfortable while the paperwork stacked up. Comfortable while the wait list stretched longer than lifetimes. Comfortable while mothers refreshed hospital portals like the screen might decide to care this time. You didn't hear them. You heard statistics. You didn't see them. You saw budget lines. You didn't feel them. They felt inconvenience. I've been walking through your cities, through the smell of rot you pretend is just urban character. Through the fences around shelters, through neighborhoods carved up by red lines and excuses. You say it's complicated. It isn't complicated. It's indifference wearing a tie. You knew. You always knew. Not about me, about them, the ones who didn't make it. The ones who didn't survive the wait. You passed them on sidewalks, heard them on hold with customer service begging for help. Saw them in ER waiting rooms, coughing blood and checking the time like time might give them a second chance. And you stepped over the shadows and still called yourself good. You lit candles and vigils for people you let fade. You shared hashtags for children who died of paperwork, of delays, of indifference hidden behind procedure. You turned tragedy into content. You turned suffering into optics. You turned empathy into performance. And you think I'm the problem? I didn't know I was screaming until you all stopped moving, until the world went quiet like a paused film, and I realized I was the only one still speaking. The moment I spoke, the world blinked, not with surprise, with guilt. You were already braced for the day someone like me would finally say, I saw what you did. I heard what you ignored. I felt the ones you stepped over. You didn't save him. Not because you couldn't, but because it wasn't your kid, not your mother, not your brother. When it's yours, you move mountains. When it's theirs, you debate policy. You schedule hearings, you draft statements, you call it complicated. It isn't complicated, it's a choice, and you choose comfort. Do you love people? Or do you just love being seen as someone who would? Do you want justice? Or do you just want quiet because quiet is easy? Quiet is cheap. Quiet is what happens when the screaming finally stops. I didn't want this power, I didn't ask for it, but you left so many ghosts behind, so many silenced voices, that the weight of their last breaths pulled at me like storm water with nowhere to go. It built, it pressed, it cracked something open. I became the flood, the dam breaking, the pressure wave of grief finally given voice. And when I spoke, not in English, not in volume, but in truth, you heard me, don't lie. You heard me in your bones, in your teeth, in that tightness in your chest you call anxiety because you didn't want to call it guilt. And now you don't know what to do, you don't know how to unknow me, you don't know how to explain the buildings that fell when I whispered the name of every child you didn't shelter. The wind that stripped the flesh from monuments when I sighed. You don't know how to live knowing someone is finally counting. This wasn't revenge. Dallas was revenge. This is something else. This is release. Not from me, from them, the ones who waited for help until waiting was all they had left. You thought I was bluffing. You thought I was dramatic. You thought I would cool down. You thought I would heal. You thought I would disappear. You always think that about men like me. You were wrong when I said I wasn't supposed to exist. You should have listened. Because now I do, and I remember every name, even the ones you never bothered to learn. Kansas City. You're not being punished. You're being answered. This is a developing situation. We are receiving multiple reports from downtown Kansas City. Structural failures across most of the city. Repeat, multiple structures have collapsed. Emergency services are responding at this time. If you are in the affected area, evacuate immediately. Authorities are asking residents to remain calm. We do not have confirmed casualty numbers, but the damage appears to be extensive. This does not match any known seismic activity. No earthquake has been detected. There are no reports of an explosion, no thermal signature, no blast radius consistent with conventional weapons. Buildings are collapsing inward. Not outward, not down, like pressure, like something pressing down from above. We are attempting to verify these reports.
Multiple eyewitness accounts describe
An individual positioned above the city. This matches earlier footage from Dallas. We are not confirming identity at this time, but authorities are aware. Emergency responders report difficulty entering the central zone.
air pressure is
Air pressure is fluctuating. Communication systems are failing. Phones are dropping signal. Radio interference across multiple bands. We are experiencing interference in our own transmission.
If you can hear this, stay away from the area.
Do not approach. Do not attempt to assist unless directed by authorities. Unconfirmed reports indicate individuals within the central collapse zone
May not have had time to evacuate.
We are trying to reach emergency management for confirmation.
There is still no explanation.
For what is causing these structures to fail. No mechanical failure. No known weapon. No natural cause.
We do not understand what we are seeing.
Footage coming in now shows complete structural compression.
Entire buildings
Folding like paper. This is not survivable. Correction. Survivability unknown at this time. Federal agencies are now involved. Airspace over Kansas City has been restricted. Military assets are being deployed. There is still no official statement regarding the individuals seen above the city. But multiple sources are using the same name. Wraith. If you are receiving this broadcast, remain where you are. Await further instruction. We will continue to provide updates as they become
available.
Do not